Hello and welcome back. It's just me. I think my co host for the day, Callum, has finally caught up with his jet lag. He is out there, or he might be probably working, I don't know. But what we have now is the fantastic Seb joining us from HQ and talking about Umbraco on Raspberry Pi.
Hello, hello.
Hey Seb, how are you?
How are you doing? I'm great, thank you. Did you like my description of you in half Dutch earlier?
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm going to go back and rewatch it because I did not get it was me. No, joking.
You must have had a clue after the singing.
I think I had a teary moment here. I'm being I'm being immortalized on the Christmas quiz
There you
at
go.
Umbraco Community Day. But uh, coming back to you, because you are the point, or we are talking about you here. So be it your tips and tricks talk that I've seen in the past, or be the tips and tricks that you've done last year for 24 days, it's always been just wonderful. So I am going to really sit down and watch you speak. So the stage is all yours whenever you're ready.
All right. Let me share a screen. And like Nathan said, they moved the buttons again. Wait. Here we go. This should work. Can we see my screen? Yes. No. Yes. That looks better. Cool. All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Sebastian. I work in developer relations at Umbraco. And I'm going to talk to you about Raspberry Pi today, and not the actual edible version, but the technical version. This here is my web server. It lives in my closet next to my desk at home in Copenhagen, and my web server is serving currently my blog, cultiv.nl, and something called umbracalendar.com. Umbra Calendar is a list of all the upcoming events related to Umbraco that you can attend either online or in person. So check that out. And that's all coming from this little Raspberry Pi in my closet at home. But why, you ask, why would you do this? Why do you make a tiny Raspberry Pi your web server? Well, first of all, it's just cool. Who would have thought, when was it? In 2009, when I started using Umbraco, where everything had to be in Visual Studio and had to be tightly coupled to Visual Studio because Microsoft didn't really like open source at the time. Who would have thought that .NET would run on a Raspberry Pi? And who would have thought it was so good? So I've been super happy. I've been running this server for a few months now. It's been stable. Also, lucky that my internet connection at home is pretty stable, so it stays up. It's a super low-powered server. It runs Umbraco brilliantly, and for me, this was a way to explore and do some research and figure out how things work in the Linux world. I have not used Linux for the last 20 years, so I'm getting back to the grips of it. And I wanted it to be a start of a conversation, just showing people what I've done, and they can talk back to me about how I'm doing it wrong, or maybe how to improve. And it was also a chance for this talk, at least, to show off some other cool services that are related to this to make this whole run. And if in doubt, go back to one. It's just cool. I have to give a shout out to Terence Burrich, who recently did a blog post about and a talk about how green is it really to run your Umbraco site on a Raspberry Pi. The answer is yes and no. It is pretty green, but maybe not. He's been comparing the Raspberry Pi to other devices that he's found and bought secondhand, which is a really big thing in that comparison. It's like, okay, well, that's nice for you, but you bought a whole new Raspberry Pi for this, and that's kind of wasteful. And I actually, sorry, Terence, for this talk, I bought an extra new one, which is the Raspberry Pi 5, which came out just a few months ago. That's my demo device, so sorry, I will plant some more trees. Of course, we have the whale in the room, which is called Docker. I know we can use Docker for this purpose as well, and not have to do all the manual stuff that I'm going to show you later. But I like doing the manual stuff because I like knowing how things work. I have no idea how Docker works, but someone tells me you can map the path for SQLite to outside of the container and do the same for the media folder, and then you're basically done with your Docker install. Someone show it to me. I would love to see it. Right, what are the steps to get going? First of all, you need a Raspberry Pi. Then you put Ubuntu server on it, install .NET, publish a website, maybe on Windows or whatever other machine you have laying around, and then publish it to the Pi. Then run it as a web service or as a recurring service, so we can reboot stuff, and then the most interesting things start. Add a custom domain name or real domain name. Then deploy some changes. We're going to try and do that and see if that works. And maybe we have some time to do connect from anywhere, ? We'll see. So when you get started, you get your Raspberry Pi. You need to make a SD disk for it and configure it. My tip here is to choose, in this case I chose my Raspberry Pi 5 and a Ubuntu server to run on it instead of the classic Raspberry Pi operating system. And then you get a question if you want to apply some customization settings, and I said yes to this, and I have a few tips here. Username, password. This password sometimes, and this took me about 15 different tries. Sometimes the first character doesn't appear in the password for some reason. So if your password doesn't work, try the same password without the first character. In an older case, I've configured this to be on the Wi-Fi because I didn't know what kind of network I was going to be on, if I was going to be able to reach it. So I used my mobile hotspot to connect the Raspberry Pi, and that means I can connect my laptop to the mobile hotspot and also connect to the. So we're on the same network, so I can actually connect to the Pi. Right now, I'm just on a normal Ethernet connection, so it's a little bit faster. It's nice. Once we've done that, we can start the Pi and start doing things like installing .NET, and I'm going to do some live demos now. So let's see how that works out. Maybe I should have copy and pasted things first. Where's my presentation? There. So I'm logged in the Raspberry Pi here, and I can install .NET. It's an Ubuntu flavor, which means Ubuntu has .NET basically built into it. You just need to install it. It's very quick and easy these days. It didn't used to be this easy, but it is now. While that's running, I'm also going to actually install a Umbraco website. And with a little bit of help from Paul Seal, we saw him earlier. Paul Seal made a brilliant package called Package Script Writer. And it allows you to configure what kind of website you want to, Umbraco website you want to install with a name and a username and a password and maybe some packages. I'm going to add usync, and you'll probably know why I'm doing this, but we'll see that in a minute. So I'm going to install a blank Umbraco install with a example website and usync here as well. This is a great website. I use this all the time to do a lot of testing. Of course, I'm part of the core collaborators team, so I install Umbraco websites all the time to reproduce problems, and I need them in all different versions. So I can pick my versions here. In this case, I picked the latest stable, but you can try everything else, and it just makes it really easy to get up and running. You get a full command, it will just do the thing, and it will start a website for you. While this is running, let's see if I have more. I wrote a blog post about this as well, by the way, how I run this very website in my closet at home, and yes, I am just following the exact steps from this blog post as well. Yes, wonderful. Of course, my computer is a little bit slower on Teams, so .NET 7 is installed here. One thing I found out today, to my detriment, is that sometimes when you start your machine here, the date is off, and that means it doesn't really want to install .NET or any updates or anything. And that took me a few hours to figure out earlier today, but in that case, we can do the following commands. We can install NTP and make the NTP service restart, and then it should sync the time remote NTP server, so everything is happy again. All right, over here on my Windows machine, I am installing the website. It's unattended, so it's starting to run right now, and I should be getting a URL in just a second. There we go. That is this website. It works locally before we start doing deployments. Nice. So for our first deployment, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a release folder and make sure it's empty. I'm going to do a .NET Publish in release mode. Then I'm going to do a quick zip of everything because sending loads and loads of files to a different server takes a long time. So if I just zip them up first, it's much faster. And I'm going to be copying them with a tool called SCP. By the way, all of this stuff works really great in Windows 11. Please don't complain if you're on Windows 10 because I don't know if all the tools are installed on Windows 10. Windows 11, Windows Terminal does all of these things brilliantly out of the box. Okay, our website is running. I want to check my usync. I'm not a usync specialist at all, but I've been trying to use it here to make sure that we get something going pretty quickly. Let's log in and do not take the tour. I've seen it a few times now. Come on. There we go. So if we look at the settings section, usync is installed here nicely as expected, and I'm going to do a clean export of all the things in this project so I can import it in the other end on the Linux server in a minute. While that's running, I'm going to copy in a app settings production.json, and that one has things like debug is off, but also automatic installs or unattended installs, and it has a usync. It does a usync import on the first boot, so that all of these things that I've just exported will be imported on the other end on the first time the website runs. So I'm going to run these commands. Let's see. I'll stop the website over here on the Windows side. I need to go to that folder and make a directory called release. And then I think I have this command down here somewhere. It was this one. So it's a bit compressed, so it's a one-liner now. Makes it easier to execute than doing each line on its own and waiting for it and then typing enter again and pasting and enter and all that kind of thing. So it's doing a normal .NET Publish. It's putting it in a folder called release, which I just created here, and it's doing it in release mode. So I know that appsettings.production.json will be picked up on the other end when it starts running. If it starts running, you never know. Live demos and everything, that's always fun. All right, it's doing a quick zip. I set it to compression level fastest, which means it doesn't even compress anything. It just stores everything in the zip file, just to make it a bit quicker for this demo. It's just to avoid all of our AngularJS files having to go over the line, which takes. I think I timed it at 13 minutes at some point, but I was on the mobile internet connection, not the real internet connection. I'll make a folder for it. Raspi test live. There we go. Okay, it's asking for my password on the Linux server. Oh, it is slower when I'm also presenting. Fine. If we can look here, we can see the release.zip file coming in, which is great. in a minute, we're going to do more deploys. Let's not do this yet. Let's just see if it runs first. That's pretty important. Okay. Move this release zip file to the folder that we want it in. Yes. Do a quick unzip. I've pre-installed unzip, but it's not installed by default on this server, so check my blog for that. And then we can do .NET Raspberry live.dll. And then nothing will happen. It's just going to be blank because now it's actually running, but not without any output to the console. So let's log in again here and see if it actually works. See, here the date is wrong. Last login was December 4th. That's not right. Ooh, it wasn't happy with that one. Oh no, what happened here? Could not execute. Is it because the date is still wrong here? Oh, that's all right. Ooh. It worked, and then it said, I'm not happy about this. And I don't think this works on Linux. Interesting. That's fun. Well, I was gonna do a curl to see if there was anything running, but clearly there won't be anything running because it just doesn't want to work. This is the joy of live demos, people. All right. Well, that's unfortunate. You'll have to trust me on this one. Let's see if I can make anything work at this time. What happened here? Is there any logs? Oh, Umbraco folder. Okay. Oh, www root. But I guess it's a server error, so it's not gonna help. Maybe let's do a reboot and see what's gonna happen. Fun. All right. Well, what I was going to say is for next deploys, I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to publish a zip file and put it on the Raspberry Pi, and then we have a script which is not quite complete yet, which will delete everything in the directory. Everything was unzipped in, except for the database files, which is important if we want to not reinstall everything all the time, every time we do this. Let's see. Yes, I was going to make a service so that it would start automatically, but it's not even started the first time yet. So let's see if we can make it run. But that seemed like a quite fatal error that I haven't seen today yet, after all that testing. That's amazing. Raspberry test live, .NET. And I am sure I have everything installed, right? Looks like it. .NET Raspberry. Yeah. Takes a bit of time because it's booting and it's installing the database and stuff. So let's hope, fingers crossed, that it will actually run in a second. Not so much. Doesn't seem to be erroring above either, so that's okay, I guess. All right, let's give this a few more minutes and talk about Cloudflare tunnels. So the reason I actually have this blog running on cultiv.nl is because of a amazing magic service called Cloudflare Tunnels. Cloudflare Tunnels is a service that you, a little tiny app that you install on the Raspberry Pi or any other machine that you want. It has support for almost, well, must be all of the operating systems. And it maps a localhost domain, the domain localhost, to a public URL, which is amazing. And it's not just a random URL like ng-rock will do or other things will do. It will be your domain name, your custom domain name. Of course, your domain name needs to be behind Cloudflare for that to work. But that's yeah. If you don't like Cloudflare, then you're on your own on this one. There's no poking at routers or firewalls at all. It will like literally tunnel into your machine. I'm here at an office space, a shared office space, and I have no access to any routers or firewalls. And the admin will laugh at me very loudly if I ask him to open a port for me. That's never going to happen. You know why it's not working? Because I am not connected to that machine. Okay, so let's make it work, and let's make it. Yeah. It respond to a custom URL. If I can type correctly. All right, now, hopefully, you should be seeing something a little bit better. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's installing everything in the background, and now it's rendering the page, and that looks like the page we wanted to render. Okay, I want to see it in a real browser. Let's see. So if we go to Cloudflare tunnels, we can create a new tunnel. We can call it whatever we want, Raspberry. And then it asks me to pick an install script. I know that Ubuntu is a Debian variant and it's ARM 64-bit. So I'm going to install or execute this command that they give me. It's got a secret key, so you now have access to my wonderful machine that I'm going to take offline afterwards. So don't worry. I'm not revealing any secrets that will do permanent damage. It installs a little service in the background. That just works. And if we hit next here, then we can say, I want to say raspi.cultiv.nl should be going, and this is the mind-blowing part, to localhost 5000. That's going to work, I guess. Almost. Do I have? Yeah, I have one. Raspi test then. Okay. Already created this one. Excellent. It says it's active, so let's see what it's doing. .nl. Wow, we have an actual website once the beautiful background image loads, which for a green website is pretty big image. We have something running on a custom URL. This is amazing. And if we have a look at our Umbraco, we can do all the things with usync and import and everything. It's already done that the first time, so that's all right. But we can prove that we're actually in the same just deployed. And in order to actually prove that, let's make a change to the website. Let's run it again, and then we can do a redeploy from what I showed you earlier. See if it runs first. This one is localhost, right? Yes. Not yet. Oh. Stop building, start running. So if we add, for example, a property to a document type, we can prove that it's being transferred. Do I really need to watch the tour again? Come on, Umbraco. I'm sure there's a setting for this. All right. Block grid. Add property. Test. Test area. And let's move to the top to be able to see it easily. Save. I think ViewSync does this automatically, so I'll just stop it and see what happens. So let's do that. Build again. Oh yeah, this is also funny. Sometimes this takes a while, and I don't know why. I know it's trying to shut down everything safely, but I just want to kill it. You can do it. I can't find it in my process list either, so I don't know where to find it. There we go. One more time. Let's do a deploy. This one. Something happened wrong. What's happening? So if we go back here, it would have deleted the release.zip file, I think. Oh yeah, of course. This. Yes. So it's building a new one, and it's going to send it to the Raspberry. And this is why the site is running. That's why the commands are not responding. And the fun thing about Linux is that you can keep this thing running, overwrite all the files. None of it is in use, not even the database file, and just get going again. It's amazing. You will need to restart it afterwards, but it will just allow me to delete everything, which is insane. Come on, Windows, you can do that as well. I'm this close to switching to Linux, but you know, all these commands on the command line, it's hard. Oh, that was my password in the wrong window. Password. So we'll move the new zip file over again with the updated usync files, and then delete everything and install everything. It's not reinstalling, of course, it's just copying things over. There we go. Room, overwriting everything in the destination, and I'll just restart this website to make sure that I have the very latest version. I probably would have picked up on it anyway, but let's see. So you can see it's down right now, but it's back up already. So that was really quick, very nice. Raspberry Pi is quite a bit faster than the 5 is quite a bit faster than the Raspberry Pi 4. So I'm really happy about that as well. Let's see if I don't think usync automatically picks these up. Usync expert can tell me if that is something that we can do just for document types. Is it not back yet? Not so much. There we go. Again, even though this is not that fast, it is quite a bit faster than the Raspberry Pi 4 that I was using before. So we should be happy that it's actually doing something. Although, now we're getting somewhere. No? Oh, I love live demos. All right. We'll check back in a minute if it worked. I have a bonus, which I cannot show you right now, but Tailscale VPN is also an amazing thing. I have a few machines connected to Tailscale. I could connect the Raspberry Pi as well. And what this does, it will give me an internal IP address to each of my machines. It's not actually a VPN. It doesn't do anything but give me a local network. So this means I can this is Flash is my current machine, but my Killer Queen is my home PC. So I could remote desktop to my home PC right now, very securely without anybody else having access. And I didn't have to open any ports either. So it's kind of like tunnels, but for local networks or for networking. All right, it did load in the end. Yay. Let's check this one. Nothing yet, so we can tell this one to do, let's just do settings. And now we can see on our homepage that, yes, we have a new property. Okay, I didn't get around to showing you how to set it up as a service, but I'll leave that as an exercise to the reader, literally, because the reader should be on my blog. But trust me, it works. And when you reboot the machine, of course, the website comes back up. And that's all I had to talk to you about today. And now I don't know what to do.
Cool. Hey,
Hey,
Seb.
Seb.
Lovely
Hello.
session. And
Thank
despite
you.
what Purnima said before this, I've not been sleeping behind a curtain. Just want to clear that up for
Oh,
everyone.
But I
I was
still had
hoping
to
you
do it.
would.
Yeah, you still had to say it. I love that
I
session.
already lost my bet that you would not make it.
I know,
but,
I know.
Did you
I'm
do any
sad you
sleeping?
doubted me. I'm sad you doubted me. Great session. As we were talking, a few weeks ago, Seb, I'm really excited. I was really excited about this one because it's a cool use case. I'm glad you touched on the Cloudflare tunnels thing because that's really interesting. I was super keen to see how you were going to avoid DDoSing yourself on your home network and that sort of thing. And that
It's
perfectly
Cloudflare,
answers that.
so it would just protect me anyway. So
Indeed, it would. Yeah, but you're not exposing like your home IP address or anything like that either.
Nope.
You're just
Nobody
Cloudflare
will
deals
know.
with it, which is awesome.
Exactly.
Nice work. And so cultive.nl is running in your wardrobe right now.
Yes, and umbracocalendar.com as well.
Umbra Calendar. Oh, lovely.
Ah,
Fantastic.
okay. All right.
Fantastic. So
Check it
that's
out.
good.
It's cool.
That's good. So you're running your own little Umbraco Cloud cluster.
Yeah.
Just in a...
Yeah, don't tell my boss.
Okay. Okay.
Fantastic. Well, lovely session, Seb, as always. Great to see
Thank you.
Thank you for joining,
You
and
too.
thanks for staying engaged on the chat today as well.
It's been
good
a
to have you.
great day, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the talks as well.
Yeah, I've got a couple of great things
Yeah.
lined up too.
Oh, and
Fantastic.
thank you, Owen. I remembered sort of.
Ah,
Umbraco Tuesday. That's better
DIY
than better
Umbraco
than
tea?
Purnima and I managed. So good job. Good job.
No, I have you here, so
Well done.
yeah.
Cool. Cheers, Seb.
Thanks very much.
See you soon.
Bye, Seb.
Alrighty. We'll be back in literally 10 seconds,
10 seconds, yeah.
with our next speaker.